cheek. Look at that.
Cheek.
Ooh. Got to. Ooh.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Chat and Bollocks. We've got a lot of really interesting bodybuilding news to talk about today. A lot. So yeah.
Let's just jump straight in. Okay, first up, we've got the Russian bodybuilder who's called Good Vito. That's what I'm going to call him because I don't want to mispronounce names. His name's Good Vito.
His Instagram name is
that's his like competing name, if you know what I mean.
Vito, yeah.
He's going to be competing in the NPC in 2020, so he's hoping for his pro card essentially,
which he will get.
Yeah, I mean,
he looks insane.
Do you wanna just see him quickly?
I've seen. I'll post some pictures up for you guys, so you guys can see.
Yeah.
The picture I'm looking at is with him and like Noel Diesel. So I'll post this exact picture. But yeah, he looks insane. His legs are unbelievable.
Now he actually won. So like he's Russian, so he competes in like the Russian circuit.
Yeah, to give you guys a little bit of like backstory and stuff about why you might not have heard of him.
Yeah, and he's won shows there, and he came like 3rd. But he's technically still an amateur, so he still has to go for his pro card. But what do you think of him?
He's insane.
Yeah.
He's insane. I mean, I think had he been born
literally in a different country.
Well, no, it's not. Yeah, I mean, like, had the IFBB maybe been like more open, and had he had the opportunity to compete in in that circuit, I think he would have been a pro a long time ago.
Do you think he's going to get his card next year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look at him. He looks absolutely insane. Yeah. And like, a lot of these guys I've been following for a while because obviously, like, I love bodybuilding. Like, it's the sport that I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks insane.
He's something else, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty nuts. Yeah.
Moving swiftly on, we've got Brett Wilkin, which is quite big news in the industry right now.
Brett Wilkin has literally gone.
He's ballooned.
From literally probably being my size to being like one of like a straight up mass monster.
Crazy.
In about 3 years. Like it's pretty insane.
And especially in the last year, his transformation has just been like phenomenal.
It's nuts.
Like he said in like an interview that he did on a podcast, he said that he would have seen himself standing between 4th and 8th on the Olympia stage last year.
That's where he saw himself
placing if he was to compete.
Okay.
Would you have put in there? 4th to 8th?
I don't know, because if you're saying you're coming 4th, you've got to beat guys like Nick Walker. You've got to beat guys like Hunter Labrada.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's that good.
No.
Obviously he's still amazing. Like he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
I don't know yet if he's beating Nick Walker.
Yeah, so he said that his goal for next year was to qualify for the Olympia in 2022, and he's aiming to get that qualification at the Arnold in March.
Oh, is it?
So he can just take the rest of the year off.
Okay.
Prep real hard and then go in.
I think you could place top 8, but it means you've got to beat guys like Ian Valier.
Do you think he could qualify in the Arnold 2022? We've got some big competitors going in.
Remind me again who's competing there. Can't remember.
Big names.
I mean, being the Arnold, I'm sure there's going to be some big names there. Yeah. But yeah, I think he could. I genuinely think
we'll give it to him.
Yeah, I think he will. I don't know if he can place top 4.
We'll see.
At the Mr. Olympia.
We'll see, but he's a good competitor.
Yes, he's unbelievable, and I'll post a picture up for you guys so you can see what he looked like 3 years ago and what he looks like now. It's insane.
Yeah.
And that progress is a bit nuts.
Yeah.
But that's something we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I think he could qualify, and if he did, I'd be very, very interested to see where he would come. Yeah. But I don't think he would come top 4, no way.
Okay.
Top 8 potentially, but again, it means you have to beat guys like Ian Valier, like Max Charles, like those sorts of guys, and those guys are hard to beat.
Yeah. What did you want to say about
I was just gonna like to put on that much size that quickly in 3 years, like that's nuts. I've never ever seen someone put on that much size.
That's a lot of size.
That's a lot of size, especially in the last year. Like Jesus Christ.
He's literally like when I say like if you guys don't know him, Harrison would have put pictures up by now. But he is literally ballooned like insane amounts. Like I'm looking at the photo
he's insane.
of him 3 years ago.
Yeah, like
and then him now.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like it's crazy. I mean, obviously the guy has insane genetics.
Yeah, you can see that.
He's obviously a hyper responder to anabolics.
I mean, his midsection is absolutely unbelievable. Look how good his abs are.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And his legs. Jeez, sorry. Yeah. I am just...
he's unbelievable. Yeah. And I think he is definitely someone to watch.
Yeah.
If he can be around. But putting on that much size in a year,
I think
that is really, really unhealthy.
I think it's safe to say that we're both concerned about his health.
Not concerned. Yes, I think concerned is the right word. But I'd be concerned for anyone who put on that much size that quickly.
Yeah, it's not just because this guy's
you
know, the size that he is. Anyone that would put that size on, we would be concerned for.
Yeah, and I think, but like, everyone knows like bodybuilding isn't the healthiest sport.
No,
it's not. But like, I think any sport taken to the extreme isn't healthy.
No.
But bodybuilding in itself is an extreme sport.
Yeah.
So when you take
that much
extreme, an extreme sport and then take it to the extreme, you get guys like Brett Wilk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just hope he's taking care of his health.
Yeah. Well, moving on. We've got Regan Grimes, which is obviously a very big name that everyone's talking about for next year.
Yes.
He's moved to Las Vegas to train with Milos.
Milos, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen pictures of Milos, like when he used to train?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite big too.
He's pretty big, isn't he?
But what I wanted to ask you is what you think about his physique at the moment, because he's not putting on a lot of size for being in an off season. He's staying quite lean, he's staying quite
but I quite like that, and I know Nick Walker's taking the same approach as well, where it's like they're not trying to pack on copious amounts of size.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at the guy.
Yeah, he's already.
Does he really need to put on a lot more size? Not really.
But I guess with an off season, they tend to come off some.
I suppose off-season just allows you to kind of improve on some weak areas, which I think is the right approach for Regan Grimes to take. Because for some guys, the thing to improve on is just size.
Yeah. Do you think...
So a guy like Regan doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to put on lots and lots of size.
So do you think that this approach is going to help him with his bodybuilding career in 2022?
Yes, and I think if you look at what Milos has done with like his other athletes, and do you know what I mean? Like, I think he's the right person for Regan to be.
He seems like he's keeping him in check.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So I'm really, I've always rated Regan. I think the highest he's placed at the Olympia is 14th.
Okay.
In Open.
Yeah.
So I'm quite curious to see at the next Mr. Olympia how he does now.
Yeah.
After all this coaching with Milos, like I am quite intrigued.
What do you expect of him? Like just a figure?
I think he could place top 10.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he could place top 10.
I think so too. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We're moving away from the beloved sport of bodybuilding, and we're going to move us on to UFC.
Okay.
This is a fight that I think has been definitely one that people have been talking about in the last kind of day, because this literally happened like yesterday or the day before. I don't even know.
Yeah, this was a pretty crazy fight. I actually watched the whole thing just before this live.
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole fight?
I've watched the whole fight. Yeah.
Because.
Oh, we're talking about the Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira fight, by the way. Because I completely forgot.
But I think everyone. I think by the time this podcast comes out, everyone will know it's a pretty nutty fight. But Charles in the first round got rocked.
Quite badly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was bleeding. He had a big old nose.
The thing about Charles that I really, really like is that he's been rocked a lot. He does get rocked quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it seems like he gets rocked in a lot of his fights.
Yeah.
But he always finds a way to win.
Did you expect him to win against Dustin Poirier?
He's the champ, yeah. I think when it comes, UFC is not like boxing. So like with boxing, it's like, oh, if you've lost once, it's almost like it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
So like seeing a loss on a UFC fighter, it's not on their record. It's not necessarily like the worst thing. Or it's not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like.
Well, boxers kind of thrive off the title being like what's it called?
Undefeated. Yeah, like that doesn't that thing of being undefeated isn't really there with UFC, and it shouldn't be because you get great fights from guys that aren't the champion.
Yeah.
So, like some of the best fights I've ever seen are from guys who aren't the champion, and it's like. You know, number 2 and 3. Like, do you remember that Paul Felder fight that we watched with Barbosa? If any of you guys haven't seen that fight,
that's an amazing fight.
Watch Paul Felder against Barbosa. That is an incredible fight.
Yeah. Well, something that I didn't expect to hear from the match was that Dustin actually gave $20,000 to a charity to help his hometown.
He does that all the time.
Oliveira's hometown.
Dustin's a really nice guy. He does a lot of work for charity.
I didn't expect to see this though. Like I know that he gives and donates to charity a lot, but for it to be something so close to the winner of the fight, especially because he lost, I didn't expect that. But
I think there's a great deal of respect.
There is, yeah.
On both ends, which is the way it should be. Because at the end of the day, you're both going in there to fight.
Yeah. And whoever's the best fighter
wins. Yeah. You know. But yeah, it was an incredible fight, and I've really liked both fighters. I did feel a little bit bad for Dustin because I do really like Dustin, but he put up a good, you know, he hurt him, he rocked him, he did all the right things. Yeah. Carlos, he hanging, you know, Charles, sorry, Charles held in there.
Yeah. No,
he took the fight.
I mean, there was something that was controversial that came out of the fight, and that was whether Charles put his fingers in Dustin's glove.
I did see this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. When I watched the fight, I don't think it was intentional.
See, the only reason why I'm having doubts that like it did happen was because like his hand was quite close to where the glove met his wrist. So like and obviously the commentators picked on it like straight away.
Yeah,
so
Joe Rogan spotted it basically straight away.
Yeah, like that influenced like everyone's opinion on it, I think.
I'll put a clip up so you guys can see what we're talking about. But basically, I think he had Dustin in an arm lock, and Dustin's trying to pull out.
Yeah.
And he kind of scoops his hand underneath the glove.
Potentially, we don't know.
Which, if he did, is an illegal move in UFC. You can't do that. But when you watch it, he's kind of more scrambling with his hands, more so than like digging his hand underneath and then holding it there. He's kind of more scrambling around. So maybe it was intentional.
I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments below what you think.
But like you got to think like there's people literally sat right there, and it's been broadcast. So I think if it was a clear, like illegal
move,
thing, I think it probably would have been penalised by now.
Well, I don't know if you watched it, but Dustin did obviously the post-match interview, and they actually questioned, they asked him,
did he know?
And he was like, I honestly don't know. I didn't feel fingers up my glove, like I didn't notice. So like, if he clearly didn't notice it, I don't think it could have happened. But then again, with everything that's going on, would you notice someone going into your glove? I don't know.
I think you'd notice if someone stuck all their fingers down your glove, because it's on there pretty tight. So I think you probably would. But I don't know. Innocent till proven guilty.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, Charles won. Well done to Charles.
Well done to Charles.
Not
Carlos. Yeah. Well done, mate.
Well done.
Amazing fight. I can't wait to see what both fighters do next.
Yeah, I mean, like, just this is the last point, but like, Charles was so like nonchalant about everything in his post-match interview. Like, he was just so calm, and I just loved his energy. I really want to see him again.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. This is just a little topic, just a little spritz in there. Canelo Canelo? How do I pronounce his name again?
Canelo.
That's it, sorry, I'm literally so bad. Is moving down to cruiserweight.
Moving down?
Moving up.
He's moving up.
So where was he before? Middleweight?
Yeah, I think he was either a middleweight or super middleweight, and
right.
he's moving up to cruiserweight.
See, like, boxing isn't kind of my thing, obviously.
But you watch quite a lot of fights with me though.
I do, but like I don't understand the weight classes.
You've probably seen just as many fights this year as I have.
Yes, because I watch them with you, but like I only know what the heavyweights are. Like I don't know all the other like different ones.
Usyk was a cruiserweight.
And he moved up to heavyweight, didn't he? Right, so Cruiser's under heavyweight.
Yeah.
And Canelo's moving up into cruiser.
Yes.
He's quite a good fighter.
Are you joking? He's amazing. He's incredible.
I remember watching one of his fights and being like, Jesus, like, I do not want to step in a ring.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's amazing.
Yeah. But thoughts? Opinions?
I think he'd be quite small.
Do you think so?
And cruiserweight.
How much weight do you think he'd have to put on to like be optimum in that weight class?
It's different for every fighter.
Sure.
It's literally different. Like I don't think there is a right. I would say that the maximum weight that you can weigh in that weight class is the optimum weight. Because then obviously weight's not really a thing. But I think once you get into cruiserweight, heavyweight, it's not really about weight. It's kind of more the fighter.
How the performance of the fighter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't think there is an optimal weight. I think the optimal weight for him is him being heavy enough and having enough of a presence, but still having his speed, because you can hurt Canelo.
Yeah.
He's been hurt and he's been in trouble a lot. That's not what makes him a good fighter. He's not like Usyk, where he's a good chess player.
Yeah.
He just smashes you. He will just
keep going.
He will just smash through you. Yeah. Because he's so strong and he's so fast. He will just smash through you.
I'm interested to see how he does in that division.
Yeah, because smashing through guys
heavier,
potentially bigger than you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
But like that's his style of fighting. It's very high intense. It's very in your face. Like your face. I'm going like you can do whatever you want. I am just going to smash through you. Yeah. It's kind of not like Deontay Wilder, but kind of like Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder is just like, right, I'm going to smash you once, and then I'm going to touch you with the kiss of death, and then you're going down.
Sure.
Canelo's not like that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But it's the same sort of tactic where it's like, right, you can do whatever you want for the rest of the fight, but eventually I'm going to smash through you.
Right. That's terrifying.
So I'm really, really interested to see like what he does, how he performs.
I'm interested to see.
But I've got complete faith in him because it's Canelo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he's so good.
Yeah.
That his last. Did you watch his fight against Caleb Plant? His last fight.
I don't think I did.
That's quite a good fight to watch to see what I mean about Canelo, because Caleb Plant is a really, really good boxer who was doing amazingly throughout the fight. Yeah. And then Canelo just does what Canelo does best, and then just smashed him.
Went through him, yeah.
Yeah, just walked through him at a point. So I think that's probably what Canelo will probably do at cruiserweight. Is he'll find it harder because those guys are obviously stronger, they're bigger. Yeah. But eventually, I think he'll just break them.
Fair enough.
But we've got to wait and see. That was work out in itself, wasn't it?
That was not flattering. Yeah, you gotta hold it up.
Gotta hold it up. Got to show your tits.
I've got to show my tits and your nuts.
Yeah, before we continue with the video, we just want to say a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, Foundry Weights. Do you want to tell the guys a little bit about them?
Yeah, so these guys make 100% cast iron kettlebells and weight plates. They've got some indestructible dumbbells coming up soon.
They do, really, really soon.
They look so cool.
Look amazing.
Basically, these guys have been around since the 1890s. They're a foundry up in Birmingham, and they make really cool stuff.
They've been making car parts like literally like 100 years. So to them, making stuff like this is a literal piece of piss. And it is genuinely some of like the best equipment in the UK. All of the equipment in my gym that I use that is like free weight based, so the plates, the kettlebells, the dumbbells eventually, they're all from the great guys at Foundry Weights.
Yes, sir.
And using the code Harrison, you guys can save 10% off.
Which goes a long way with these guys.
Which goes a long way with these because, they're big cast iron plates. But yeah, go give them some love. Go check them out. Use code Harrison. Let them know that we sent you.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue with the video.
Moving on. We've got Sports Personality of the Year. We've got some good contestants, you know.
This is the BBC.
Oh yeah, sorry, if anyone's like American or anything like that.
Yeah, so if you're from anywhere other than the UK, sorry.
You wouldn't have understood a word that I just said. The Sports Personality of the Year is basically where the Brits vote for the Sports Personality of the Year.
Yes.
Essentially. So we've got Tom Daley, Adam Peaty, Tyson Fury. We've got Emma, I'm going to butcher this name, Raducanu.
Don't look at me, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Raducanu.
Tennis player.
The female tennis player. Raheem Sterling or Dame Sarah Story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know who it would be for me, but who would it be for you, Harrison?
I think you have to look at who has achieved the most.
Yeah.
Like, who's done the most. I think, for me personally, I don't know a lot about some of these athletes.
No, neither do I.
But for me, it would be Tyson Fury.
See, for me, it's kind of between two. And I have a couple of different reasons why. Tyson Fury is number one. A, because he's probably one of the most known British athletes.
It's not only that, like, if you look at what he's gone through, like, this year, like, his daughter was sick, like, apparently she got really, really ill, and then he fought Deontay Wilder with 4 weeks left to train, and he still beat him.
Fair enough.
So, you know, he's suffered with depression. Yeah. He's very, very outspoken about it. He's a big advocate for it. I think he's a good spokesperson for the
British sports.
For British sports, yeah.
My other one, and this is because, like, I just think that she is just an amazing athlete, is, again, I'm going to butcher this name, Emma Raducanu. She won the Wimbledon. How old is she again?
Younger than us.
Yeah, she's younger than us, and she just went and won. Oh, she didn't just go and win Wimbledon, obviously, like, she's done years of training. But for her to be able to do that, I just think it's absolutely insane.
I think everyone on this list, to a certain extent, you can make an argument
for. Yeah.
They deserve because of this, they deserve because of that. I'm just saying Tyson because I know him. I know the most about him. Yeah,
yeah, and I think people will vote for him because of that as well. But
I mean, you've got like Raheem Sterling. Like he's
a really known.
He's on the list. I'd argue he's probably more well known than Tyson.
Oh, I don't know.
Or at least equal.
I think they'd be at least equal.
Yeah.
But as you said, like, Tyson Fury is very outspoken with what he's gone through, his beliefs on, like, mental health, like drug use, like all that stuff. So I think he is.
And I think especially with lockdown and the way things have gone, I think someone who is that outspoken about depression, someone who is that outspoken about drug addiction, someone who is just that outspoken, it's good that they should get the spotlight.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so. He would be my vote. And he will be getting my vote.
Well, there we go.
Whether I will actually vote or not, I don't know.
I don't know.
But if I do, you know.
If we remember to, that's probably.
Tyson, you probably don't care about the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. But yeah.
Yeah. But this moves us on quite well actually, because Tyson Fury was actually sizing up Usyk at the after match of some sort of match.
I know.
I don't know whose match it was, sorry to that person, but this is more interesting to me. Tyson Fury and Usyk met and they just like had a chat.
Well, he doesn't speak English, but they had some sort of
conversation.
Chat, yeah. I think Fury was just sizing them up.
I mean, it was a very interesting kind of interaction. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is very interesting.
I've seen bits of it,
Yeah, I mean, like, he was just kind of taking a picture with the guy in a suit, so I'm guessing he's some sort of boxing.
What, Bob Arum?
Him, and then Usyk kind of just like photobombed them.
Yeah, he just kind of flexed, didn't he?
Yeah, he just kind of flexed and then he just walked away. And
I'll put the video up so you guys can see, but it's quite funny.
It's quite funny.
Tyson Fury and Bob Arum are just like
completely two different people. Well, he is.
No. But I'm saying like they're taking like pictures or they're doing some sort of video. I don't know what they're doing, and then Usyk just kind of he's just like in the background.
Yeah,
it's quite funny.
He's quite a bit of a joker, but
Usyk, yeah, I quite like Usyk's personality. I think he's quite.
Well, he's not. He doesn't take himself too seriously. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like I feel like when you almost get to that title, like some people kind of, you know, get in a bad mood.
Yeah, I think it's quite. If you look at him like 5 years ago compared to now, like it is literally the same person.
Yeah.
Which is
nice.
Is quite cool.
Yeah.
Who do you think would win?
Oh God.
Between Tyson and
See, my heart says Tyson. I want Tyson to have won that fight.
My heart and my head says Tyson.
I don't know. I feel like Usyk might come out with something and then like it just knocks him, and then he just takes another hit and he's down. But like, I'd like to see Tyson win because I think he's an amazing character.
We are not boxing experts at all, by the way.
Can you tell? It hit him and then falls.
I want to make that very, very clear.
We're not an expert in any sort of thing that we're talking about apart from bodybuilding. Him right here.
Even that.
I've got. Yeah.
This is just stuff we're interested in. But anyway, I would favour Tyson because I think Usyk and Tyson, I think for skill, I would say they're equal.
Sure.
Maybe I'd give the slight edge to Usyk. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
but Tyson, I think, would be stronger. He'd hit harder.
Yeah.
He's bigger.
He is bigger, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this is someone who's taken punches from Deontay Wilder and got him back up.
Yeah, quite literally.
I don't see Usyk hurting him.
No, neither do I.
I just don't see it.
But I don't know. Like I think that is genuinely a fight that no one can like put money to definitely on one side.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
To be honest with you, the AJ. This is another thing. There was an interview with AJ where at the start of the interview, it was a bit weird. At the start of the interview, he was like, well, the interviewer asked him like, oh, would you step aside of the Usyk rematch?
Oh, right, okay.
Usyk rematch. And he was like, no, don't come to me with those silly questions.
Oh,
and then at the end of the interview, he was like, oh, if the offer was good enough, I'd think about it.
Oh, well...
So I don't know if AJ really wants this Usyk rematch.
AJ rematch,
yeah.
No.
Now, if he doesn't, not that it really matters, because as I understand it, Dillian Whyte is now a mandatory for...
Usyk?
No, for Tyson.
Oh.
So I think that fight will happen first. Tyson and Dillian Whyte, which by the way will be an amazing fight, and
can't wait to watch that.
And I am really, really excited for that fight.
Yeah.
In fact, that fight in itself could be a whole section.
Yeah.
Let's make it a section. Because Dillian Whyte's one of my favourite British fighters as well. I think he's an amazing fighter. He does not get enough spotlight.
No, he does not.
But yeah, I think if AJ really doesn't want this fight, I think he should step aside, and if he doesn't, I just think the same thing will happen.
I don't think I can't see AJ winning against Usyk. No. I just can't. So, and I think he knows that as well.
I think the difference is with that Ruiz fight, you could tell. I think you could tell he could beat Ruiz.
Yeah, you could.
It was kind of like the fat Mexican got you this time, but you'll get him next time.
Yeah.
This time.
Sorry.
Was that an alarm?
Yeah.
This time, I get the sense that he just doesn't have the tools. I don't think he has the tools to beat Usyk. I don't think he does.
You don't have the facilities.
Yeah, you got the facilities for this big man.
No,
But we watched that fight and I was like, okay, first 4 rounds definitely Usyk.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd say maybe the second 3 are AJ.
Yeah.
But after that, fuck me, it was an absolute annihilation.
He was literally hanging on the ropes.
Yeah, like in the last round, he's literally leaning against the ropes, just hanging on, waiting for the seconds to go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you are supposed to be this big heavyweight, and this is technically a cruiserweight. Yeah. And he's knocking you out. He's walking you down.
Yeah.
He's the smaller man. You're the stronger, bigger man. You should be walking him down using your size and your strength. And he didn't at all.
Do you think AJ performed as best as he could on that fight?
No.
No.
But I also don't think AJ at his best beats Usyk.
No, but I think it could have been a better fight for AJ.
Yes, I think it could have been.
I think it could have been, but he for some reason, I think Usyk got in his head in the first round, and that was it.
I think he tried to outbox him, which was stupid because you can't outbox Usyk. I think the only person in that division who would have a chance of outboxing Usyk is Tyson Fury.
That would be a very interesting fight.
And that's it. That's the only person who I think has the skills to. Dillian White, anyone else should not try and box him. Try and knock him out.
Yeah. Don't play with him.
That's literally your best bet. Yeah, don't play with him. Why? You're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's literally like trying to play a chess game with like a champion in chess. You're going to lose. So don't try lose.
Yeah.
Or don't try play a chess game.
Yeah.
Just try smash him because AJ is bigger and he's stronger. But there was no dominance in that fight.
Absolutely
It
nothing.
was just letting Usyk. He just. I don't know. It was quite a weird performance.
It was really gutting to watch. Like, I don't know if you felt this, but when I watched it, I literally felt gutted for AJ because I just knew that A, he could have fought better, and B, like, it was just quite sad to see him.
It was quite sad to watch.
Fight, like, get beaten up like that.
But I also like seeing good boxing performances.
Yes.
And that was a very good performance from Usyk.
I know. Like, I remember telling you, like, after it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so gutted. And, like, I've never felt that way for another boxer.
Well, I remember telling you at the start of the fight, because you were like, oh, AJ's going to win.
Yeah, I was so
look at this little guy, like, he's like 3 inches shorter than him. And I was like, well, look what we did to Tony Bellew. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we watched it, and it got to round 11, and I was like,
I was literally there, like, oh my god, no. But I was just genuinely like, I'm not a massive boxing fan, but I just felt it in my heart. I was like, oh,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I just don't think you want, I don't know.
It
was like he was there, but he wasn't there.
It felt like the AJ that we knew and we loved just was not there.
The AJ that fought Klitschko, I think is gone. I think that AJ
out the window.
Well, out the window, but he definitely wasn't in that fight.
No, he was not there.
You know. Anyway.
I think we can move on to sort of boxing.
Talk about Dillian White because I want to talk about Dillian White.
All right, no worries.
So I feel quite bad for Dillian White because
he doesn't get talked about enough.
Not that. Yes, that. And he has deserved a title shot for so long, literally about 5 years, and hasn't got it.
Why?
Because things would get in the way.
Sure. It's just
Tyson went on this. I mean, I love all the fights with Deontay Wilder, but you know, from 2018, basically from 2018 to this year, Tyson and Deontay were tied up, fighting each other.
Yeah, that did preoccupy so much time.
Do you know what I mean? And AJ lost to Ruiz, had to go get it back, to get it back from Ruiz. So he was more a victim of circumstance. It was like the division was doing their own thing, and he was here like, well, I need my title shot.
Yeah.
Like I've beaten Povetkin.
Yeah.
You know, I've beaten Joe Parker. I've beaten these amazing guys.
Yeah. So he was just kind of not chilling, he wasn't able to take that title shot, as you said.
He was in limbo a little bit. Yeah. But if he does get this fight with Tyson Fury, I'll be really, really happy for him.
You know what? I feel like, it's not even I feel like, do you think that his performance will be as good now as if it was like 2-3 years ago when he might have had a chance but everything else was kind of going on? Do you feel like the 2 years that he might have aged might have slowed him down?
No, not at all.
Or do you think he's unmotivated at all?
No, not at all. I think he's really hungry. So I think whoever he fights, whether that be obviously he's already fought AJ.
Yeah.
He lost to AJ. And then he lost to Povetkin, but then he demolished him in the second fight. Yeah. No, I think he's going to show up 100%. I don't know if Dillian White at 100% will not beat Tyson Fury at 100%. I don't think he will, but it's a fight that I very much want to see.
Well, Tyson Fury's just got it, doesn't he? He just absolutely has it. Like when he's in that ring, he's the king. Like, he's quite literally the king. Like, he owns what he says.
Yeah, he chats a lot of bollocks.
He does chat.
Kind of like us. But he backs it up.
He backs it up, which is good, because obviously his reputation would have gone down the sinkhole. But I don't know. I just think he's an exceptional fighter. I am excited to see this.
I really want to see AJ versus Dillian White rematch, because I think it would be quite different. I would probably maybe favour Dillian White.
I think AJ's lost his sparkle.
His sparkle?
I think he's lost his pizzazz since that Ruiz fight. I've seen a different fighter.
I need to see him fight again.
I need to see him fight someone.
I've noticed, like, people with AJ, like, he'll have a good performance and they'll be like, oh my god, he's back, and then have a bad performance and they're like, oh my god, like, he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
I need to see him have another Usyk fight, and if another fight is that dominant, that's when I'll say, right, the AJ that we knew is
gone.
Gone. But as of right now, I'm not going to say he's gone.
No.
I might argue that some of that hunger is gone, but I think he's still terrific. I think he's still top 5.
Yeah.
And I think a lot, like, he can beat. I think AJ could beat Deontay Wilder, but I'd probably favour Deontay Wilder. But he could beat him. He could beat Dillian White. I would just favour Dillian White.
Yeah.
I don't think he can beat Usyk, and I don't think he can beat Tyson Fury.
No, I think those two names are off his roster.
So I'd maybe put him in 3rd. Maybe him or I'd probably put Deontay in 3rd.
So you'd put AJ as 4th?
No, I'd put him in 5th.
5th.
So if I had to have my ranking, it'd be this: Tyson, Usyk, then probably Deontay, then I'd put Dillian ever so slightly, then AJ.
Okay.
But I think AJ, Dillian, and Deontay, depending on the night, could switch.
Could all switch.
Yeah, but I think Usyk and AJ, they're kind of in their own league, and I think they would beat everyone.
Sure. Okay. Well, I am going to move us on to Tyson and Thor.
Oh, this is funny.
The pair that I never saw have been put together. A strongman or an ex-strongman.
Yeah, but it makes sense because they're the exact same height.
And a boxer.
I was surprised at how big Tyson looked.
My God, yes.
Next to him.
He didn't look small. And I thought, obviously Thor was such a big guy when he was competing. You know, if you stood next to him, it's like standing next to a pillar. But Tyson next to him looked decent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He looked normal. Like, if you had stood next to him, sorry, but you would have looked like a flower pot.
Yeah, would have done. Yeah, it was, and their dads are there.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was quite a cute little
pop-up picture.
Quite a cute little pop-up. Yeah, we'll pop-up picture here. But like, it is quite funny. You can see them both trying to like
outdo each other,
like to see who's taller, and I think they are basically exactly the same height.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a couple pictures where Thor's out-angling him, and it looks like Thor's taller.
Now put the picture of the group.
But there's the picture here. There's a picture where they're all standing straight on, and you can tell they're kind of exactly the same height.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just saw that, and I was like, that's...
Tyson's coaching him, or like...
I don't know.
He's helping him?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I would imagine they've had a couple sparring sessions.
Oh, that would be so good to see.
I would imagine that they probably have done, yeah.
Because like Thor would still have some of that strength that he had in Strongman.
Yeah, baby, he'll still be really, really strong.
Like this guy's still a strongman, but like he's not competing.
Yeah, he'll still be very, very strong.
Yeah.
I reckon they've probably had a couple. I reckon Tyson's told him a couple things.
Yeah, I reckon so. Thor's taking his, Thor's dipping his big old toes in the boxing world. So.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah. I reckon he's I reckon they've had. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Some knowledge has definitely been passed over,
on.
and I think a Hafthor with Tyson's knowledge, that is scary.
I don't want to know that.
That is quite scary. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to see how he performs against it. All right, guys, we promise this is the last sponsored video.
We do.
But My Protein are the other sponsors of this video.
I know.
And using the code Harrison, you guys can save 42% off everything on the store. That's 42% off on the store. That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
So you could literally buy like a bag of creatine for like 15 quid, which I just think is crazy.
I'm gonna have a gummy.
You can have a gummy? These gummies are paying.
I literally have these every day. No complaints, because they're so good.
Because they're paying, aren't they?
I haven't had one today, so.
little treat for you. But yeah, obviously my protein, no introduction. But yeah, use code Harrison, save 42% off. You get your whey protein, get your nice gummies that Tiffers likes, multivitamins, the flapjacks, pre-workout, anything you want, 42% off. Use the code Harrison.
Bish bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys.
See you later. Hey.
What's going on? That's the last one, we promise.
It is the last one. That is a promise.
Why do you look so tall?
Because I'm sat up. Shall I sit back normally? This is how I sit normally.
Yeah, shall I
You're
sit up? Can you sit up? Wow, yeah, you're just tall.
I've got quite a long torso, you know.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway.
This
is all about you.
Hey! So these are questions that you guys sent through.
Yes, it is.
On Instagram. So
we thought we'd answer them on here because these are questions that you get asked a lot.
Yes.
So, and I think it's quite good to have a topic. A little bit about you.
A little section where it's just about
a little section about.
A little section. I mean, I'm nowhere near as interesting as these other guys, but
I think you've got. See, you don't think you're interesting, but like you are quite, and like no one really sees it because obviously you only like post like TikTok trends and like stuff like that. You don't really post about like you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's just jump into it. So first off, this is the number one question: competing.
Yes.
What is going on with you competing? What's the plan?
So the plan is, well, I think a lot of people know that I'm bulking at the moment. Yeah. So like this is quite a high body fat percentage for me. So the plan is to bulk for the next 4 to 5 months. I'm gonna try and get up to around 95 kilograms.
What are you right now, just so they have?
I'm about 91, 92. Okay. But I want to stay lean throughout my bulk. I have no intention of just putting on
copious amounts
of size. For the sake of putting on size, I'm just going to lose my cut.
Fair enough.
No interest in that at all.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go on a cut. The plan is to go on a cut and then lose about 10 kilograms. So to cut back down to about 85.
And are you going to be putting yourself in amateur shows next year?
Yeah, that's the goal. So the goal is to do my first obviously it won't be like a high level competition, it'll just be like a local competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal is to do that competition during that cut. So probably when I do that competition, I'll probably be more like 80 kilograms because obviously I want to look ridiculously, like just insanely bone dry, because like one of my biggest strengths is my conditioning. Like I can get very, very lean and hold on to a lot of my muscle.
Yeah, I mean pop up a picture. Last time that you were lean, or like just before this bulk.
Yeah, I'll pop a picture of like my like peak physique when I was like at my leanest, my fullest.
You were lean for like quite a few months.
Yeah, I want to get leaner than that, but just have a little bit more muscle.
Sure.
So obviously just kind of improve the physique overall.
Yeah.
Because this might sound a little bit arrogant, but if I'm gonna compete, I want to win.
Yeah, I feel.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've got no interest in second place.
Or just doing it for the experience.
Like,
you want to.
I'm going there to win. Yeah.
And like I feel like, especially because your physique is quite like it is actually quite mature for a 21-year-old. Like I do think that you can do well. Like obviously I'm quite biased because I'm your girlfriend, but like I do think that you have the potential to do quite well.
There's just a couple little things, isn't there? Like I think a lot. I've talked about this before, but I do have like gyno. So like for me, I want to get that sorted first.
Yeah, that's a big thing for you, isn't it?
It's because I was kind of bullied for it when I was like in secondary school. Like I've had it since I was like, I'll pop up a picture, but I've had it since I was like literally like 12 years old. And I did just get picked on like for it. So for me, and now like it's a lot better now than it was. Like it is a lot better. Like it has shrunk quite a bit.
I mean, I didn't even know what it was until Harrison mentioned it to me like 6 months ago.
Unless you really looked, you can tell it's there, but like it's really not that bad. But for me, it's more like a psychological thing where I'm like, right, I want this thing gone.
It's almost like it's holding you back. From competing.
And if I'm gonna stand on a stage and be completely comfortable with my body, which you have to be, I just feel like I need this one thing sorted. So
this section moves me on quite well because like you've obviously had to deal with it, and like this is really talked about in the community, body dysmorphia. Because I think this does genuinely come with lifting weights, getting fit, getting in shape, and bodybuilding in general.
Yes.
So, how did you deal with it, and what advice would you give to other people that is dealing with it?
I don't think I ever there was never a point where I just sat down and I was like, right, I'm going to stop feeling this way about myself.
No, yeah.
I think what it was is I was never like particularly popular. I was never particularly liked. I mean, I wasn't disliked, but I was a bit invisible. So I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself anyway.
Yeah.
So I think when I started lifting weights, I changed.
Yeah.
I changed pretty. Like again, I'll pop up pictures. Like within a year, I went from being a stick to being pretty well built.
Yeah.
For someone who was like 16. And that's when I actually first got accused of using steroids when I was 15.
Big old age.
Yeah, when I was 15 to 16.
It's a joke.
Well, looking back on it, it's quite funny because I look a little bit more extreme now. But yeah. So I think like people would come to me and say like, oh, like what are you doing? Like you've changed a lot. Like what are you taking anything? Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
So that for me, it was kind of like it was a confidence boost. So that's when I started feeling a little bit less self-conscious. So I feel like my body dysmorphia, I didn't feel it kind of changed then where it wasn't me being self-conscious about me being small. It was me being self-conscious like, right, well, I now have to maintain this certain look.
Yeah.
Whereas now I don't really care.
No.
I'm just kind of like, well, if I look better one day than the next day, so be it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's going to be days where you are going to look better. So getting back to the question where you're like, how do I deal with body dysmorphia?
Yeah.
I think it's just important to realise that like you will probably never be satisfied with your physique.
No.
There are Mr. Olympias who are not satisfied with their physique.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't be comfortable with your physique and you can't and be confident and comfortable with the way that you look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I was saying, like I've got gyno, that makes me self-conscious. I've got small calves. It's a running joke, but I hate them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm comfortable and I'm confident to just take my shirt off and be like, right, okay, like, this is the way I look.
I think it is just...
So be it.
Like, I haven't dealt with body dysmorphia. I've dealt with being self-conscious, but I feel like everyone has their imperfections in that. But I feel like it's kind of the self-realisation of being comfortable within your own skin, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, you've only got one body.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can... And again, like, it's hard for me to say because I don't know how someone else feels.
No, of course not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And body dysmorphia is a horrible thing. Like, not being comfortable with the way your body looks is a horrible, horrible feeling. And I know what that feeling is like. But the genuine answer, or like genuinely the best advice that I can give you is if you really don't like the way that you look, work on your physique, absolutely, but realize like you will probably never be 100% satisfied, but you will become comfortable.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Moving on to something a little bit more light-hearted, the home gym setup. You get asked this so much. So, okay, there's a couple of different like sections. So the first one is cost, unfortunately.
So the cost of the home, again, like if you guys have been following me for a little while, like you will know the home gym setup, but for any of you guys that have just found this video, we'll pop up a picture.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! But, so the equipment maybe costs like $3 or $4 grand.
Yeah.
But basically this used to be an old garage that's been renovated into a gym.
Yeah.
Now if you want to take that cost into consideration, it then gets into like the tens.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about that, but yeah, it wasn't, honestly the equipment in here wasn't too expensive. All you need for a home gym setup is a squat rack, a bench press, an Olympic bar, and maybe like 200 kilograms worth of weight plates.
Yeah.
If you have those things, you are good to go. You can train from home.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know I've already put an ad in, but if you guys use code Harrison, you can save 10% off
On free weights.
on weights, on Iron Foundry weights.
Yeah. I don't have any on me, I would have shown you
guys,
but
they sell weight plates if you are looking for some weight plates. But yeah, if you've got those bits of equipment, you're basically free to train. So,
yeah. I mean, that actually was one of the categories, the essentials that you need. Obviously, it can get a bit boring with just the essentials.
Yeah.
But once you kind of have those in, you can kind of play around with different exercises, and that's what you did during the lockdown, because that's all you had.
Literally for about a year and a half, all I trained with was with a barbell, and my physique changed a lot. I was able to progress. I could do progressive overload. I could change the exercises. I could change the rep range, and I was able to still grow and still continue bodybuilding. So that is genuinely all you need. But obviously, it probably won't be optimal.
Yeah.
But that's all you need.
And how long would you say that it took? I mean, take away the renovation, because that took literal months, because other parts of the house were being done at the same time.
Yeah.
But how long would it have taken you just to kind of source the equipment and get it in?
This has been an ongoing thing for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
But I'd say if you just sat down and you're like, right, we need this, we need that, we need this, we have this space, we're gonna go set it all up, put it all up.
Yeah.
I'd say you could do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And you've got to remember that you don't have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to buy everything brand new. You can get stuff on Facebook Marketplace, which is what you did, and you actually found some pretty alright stuff.
Yeah.
The multi-gym to my right, you can't see it. That's all from Facebook Marketplace. The squat rack was, all of that stuff was. So you don't have to spend thousands.
No.
This is quite an interesting one. This is an underrated, overrated sort of thing.
Okay.
So the first one we've got is pre-workout.
Overrated.
Because I was going to say, I thought you would have said that.
Yeah, overrated.
Because you could quite literally have shots of coffee.
Yeah. I've literally had espressos before a session, and they've been just as effective as pre-workout.
I think it's just kind of the notion of
they don't give you coffee doesn't give you jitters. So if you like the scratchy feeling that pre-workout gives you, then pre-workout's the one. But in terms of how it affects your performance, overrated.
Okay, next up, straps.
Straps. Yeah. Neither.
Equal.
I'd say they're not. They're neither. They have the right amount of respect.
Sure. And creatine. Oh, I can see your mind
It depends what you want from creatine, because creatine does work, and creatine is an amazing supplement. But if you haven't taken it before, let's say you're sitting there and you're wow, I can take creatine and I'm going to get to be as big as Ronnie Coleman. It's not going to happen.
No.
It is not going to do that.
No.
Will it increase your strength? Yes.
Yeah.
Will you look better? Yes. Is it gonna help you achieve your dream physique? Yes. Is it gonna be any sort of crazy change? No.
But the thing is, on TikTok, and I am gonna bring this up because it does annoy me, people do just think that, or make out that creatine is this miracle powder that you put in your drinks, and it's not.
When my physique was at its best, when I was at it's not my leanest, but when I was at my leanest and my fullest, I wasn't taking creatine.
Yeah.
I'm taking creatine now, and I'm stronger than I was, but I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? It's not a magic pill.
No.
But yes, it does work. So I'm gonna say overrated if you think it's gonna do that, but I think it has the right amount of respect for most people, because I think most people who have taken it before, they're yeah, it works. Yeah, I'll keep taking it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do anything massive.
Sure. And the last and final question of the podcast.
Okay.
What's next?
What is next?
Yeah. For Harrison Bird, what is next? What are you focusing on in 2022 and up to 2027, let's say?
I think the next thing is just to keep growing what we're doing. So, keep doing what we're doing here on YouTube, keep doing what we're doing on TikTok. Obviously got a website releasing soon.
Yeah.
So we're just really trying to take what we're doing to the next level, really. Yeah.
But you want to compete, and I know that you want to get your pro card.
Yes, but that won't happen next year.
No, but up to 2027, that's 5 years. Do you think you can get your pro card in 5 years?
Yes. I think I can get it in less. Here's the thing. I don't think getting a pro card, it's difficult.
It is difficult.
There is no disputing the fact that that is a hard thing to do. But it is one thing to get a pro card, it is one thing to win a pro show. I think I could win a pro card or get a pro card relatively soon, relatively speaking.
Sure.
Within like the next 5 years. Kind of thing.
Are we going to see you at Mr. Olympia?
Yeah, I'm going to win it. No, obviously.
2022.
Yeah, 2022. I'm rocking up. No. But like winning a pro show, that's a completely different.
Yeah, that is completely.
Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, pro card. I have full faith that I will be able to do that because what sort of bodybuilder would I be if I didn't think I could? Do you know what I mean? I think you almost have to think that way, but without being arrogant about it.
Of course,
I'm just confident that I can do it.
Yeah.
Once I get that, I can then start thinking about winning pro shows. If and when that does happen, but for the moment it is just get this card, prove to myself that I'm good enough
to be a pro.
Then I can say, right, well, am I good enough to beat other pros? Because that's completely different thing.
All right, well.
Anyway, that's going to conclude the second episode of Chatting Bollocks.
Thank you so much for listening to us Chatting Bollocks.
And if you have watched this whole thing, that's some dedication.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Like genuinely, thank you. I appreciate you.
Anyway, cheers guys. Take care, and we'll catch you soon. And have a copy, yeah.